Good morning and welcome to our UU Holton Sunday Service online edition from the Unitarian Parlor in Holton, Maine. We thank you for joining us, for showing up, and for helping us hold the space, sacred space, for community and mutual support. Here on this beautiful autumn day, we celebrate the season of turning leaves, wild apples, fresh cider, and bounty from our gardens. The air is getting a little colder, but so far we're handling it. Again, thank you for joining us and spending part of your day right here. We'd light the chalice today for the new morning, for the new light, for new thoughts and how to live this day. We light this small flame. For our moment of centering silence, let us pause, relax your grip on whatever you're holding on to, release everything, breathe, just be here and now, and listen to the sound of the chime. Opening words this morning are from Lifting Our Voices, number 38, by Leslie Takahashi. Here in this place of peace, may we find hope. Here in this place of connection, may we find life-giving community. Here in this place of rest, let the unrest of our hearts turn toward justice. Here in this space, made sacred by memories of connection, let us feel ourselves part of the new that grows from the old in the spinning unity of years. Let us go ahead and light candles of joy and concern for those things going on in our world and in our lives. At the time of this recording, it is Indigenous Peoples Day. Maine officially adopted the holiday in 2019, and we light this candle today for our local tribes, the Maliseet and the Mi'kmaq, as well as the larger Abenaki tribe of the peoples of our region. And as you may have noticed, it's been an incredibly mild fall. It's supposed to hit 70 degrees today in Holton. Leaves are turning, no sign of frost. So this candle is for autumn in New England. This is a candle of hope and due diligence as the COVID pandemic continues. The United States passed the 700,000 COVID death mark just this past week. To heal, we must remember we shine a light in the darkness for those we have lost. And we're lighting a silent candle for those unspoken prayers and concerns that you may have this morning. And we'll take a little space right now for you at home to do a mental list of those people and concerns you want to focus on this morning. And I'll say a prayer in just a few moments. In this world of contention, struggle, and yet incredible beauty, we offer our prayers for healing, good health, and sound mind. May all find their basic needs supplied for food, shelter, safety, and basic dignity. May each of us be mindful not only of our own needs, but the needs of others as well. This is our heartfelt prayer on this day. Amen, and blessed be. Coinciding with Great Maine Apple Day, which is Saturday, October 17th, in Unity, Maine, at the Mofka Center, we have special music today titled Tree Wassail, sung by Our Ladies Trio, a tribute to apples.
We praise the trees, strong may you grow. We praise your roots that downward go. We praise your branches reaching high, bearing leaves that touch the sky. In the spring, when blossoms crown, in fall, apples ripe and round, bless the flower and bless the seed, and bless the fruit of every tree. May winter's cold to you be kind, may you blossom in the spring sunshine. May gentle rain in its season fall, may you be loved by one and all. In the spring with blossoms crowned, in fall apples ripe and round, bless the flower and bless the seed, and bless the fruit of every tree. We thank you for your blossoms sweet. We thank you for the fruit we eat. Receive our thanks for you give. Grow in joy, long may you live. In the spring, with blossoms crowned, in fall, apples ripe and round, bless the flower and bless the seed, and bless the fruit of every tree. Sorry.
For openers, a short comment by philosopher, humorist Greg Eisenberg from his tiny book of wisdom called Sometimes letting go is all we have to hang on to. We're not physical beings having a spiritual experience, nor are we spiritual beings having a physical experience. We're on hold with Comcast. The way in which the extended COVID pandemic keeps going on and on, sometimes I feel as if I'm on hold listening to endless music and promotional deals that I never quite qualify for. With that in mind, we are introducing our theme for the new church year, a theme that reflects the trying times we find ourselves in the midst of and trying to make the most of. Our theme for the year is the title of today's talk, Times of Endurance, Courage, and Compassion. How do we hang in there when there seems like there's no end in sight, and in what ways can we make a difference in the lives of others and make a difference in the world at large? I'd like to open with a quotation by Rainer Maria Rilke from his Letters to a Young Poet. Were it possible for us to see further than our knowledge reaches, and yet a little way beyond the outworks of our intuition, perhaps we would endure our sadnesses with greater confidence than our joys. For they are the moments when something new has entered into us, something unknown. Our feelings grow mute in shy perplexity. Everything in us withdraws, a stillness comes, and the new, which no one knows, stands in the midst of it and is silent. Years ago, I was on a backwoods road trip with a friend of mine in TSR11WELS, somewhere around Telos Lake on a logging road late one night. We had a canoe loaded on top of our truck, a thermos of hot coffee, and way too loud music on the tape deck, competing with our non-stop conversation. My friend was driving, and he had driven these roads numerous times on fly fishing trips. But for me, it was my first time. It was jet black, and we were moving about as fast as the music. I was familiar with the term outrunning your headlights, but had never experienced it until right then. Of course, the likelihood of meeting another vehicle that time of night in the Maine woods was minimal, a deer or a moose more likely, yet I felt a slight uneasiness that even the caffeine wasn't addressing. Outrunning your headlights means not being able to safely stop within the illuminated range of your headlight. Since you can't see beyond the range of your low beam or your high beam, anything could be out there. The coronavirus pandemic and Delta variant is an extended global crisis, 20 months now and counting, affecting every person on the planet in some way, directly or indirectly. Just when we think conditions are improving or we have peaked, some other complication arises that continues the ongoing struggle. Even with the best science and disciplined research, the data and results keep changing, and we too have to keep adjusting as we go. I had hoped that the worst of the pandemic would be behind us by now, with a moderate level of safety and stability achieved, but it appears I was overly optimistic. COVID fatigue is a term used to express or describe the long-term effects the extended pandemic has had on our mental and spiritual state of mind. It's been a long haul for all of us, and at this point, it is important to recognize that we may still have a ways to go. This is where the endurance comes in. Take a deep breath. Don't try to rush through this or outrun your headlights. We can only see so far ahead, even when we try our hardest to make sense out of it. Sometimes you just have to trust your best instincts and keep putting forth your best effort. Then again, Rilke says that if we could only see a bit further than our own knowledge and a little beyond our own intuition, that we could then endure the challenges of this nerve-wracking life. Admittedly, this is not an easy thing to do. It doesn't matter if your headlights are on low beam or high beam, you can only see as far as the headlight illuminates in front of you. This is where being able to see the unseeable comes in. In religious traditions, they talk about moving ahead even when you can't see what's ahead. You move by faith, an inner sense of sensing the unseen. The American Transcendentalist spoke of recognizing the oversoul, or the source, as the same thing as your own brilliance, genius, or human consciousness. It is more than just you and your thoughts and how far you can see. It is a larger sense of self, where if you look deeply and sense deeply, you might be surprised just how far you can see. Rilke calls this a still and silent space that has a calming effect on the swirling turmoil going on around you and enables you to extend farther and experience more than you could have before. Most of us may not feel comfortable outrunning our headlights, so to speak, but in this unknown space of what we can't see just yet is the new and upcoming. Whatever that may be, good or bad, can we handle that and make the most of it? Nikita Gill, who wrote Life Lessons from Myths and Monsters, said, "You are not made of paper. If you were, you would have turned to ash a long time ago." Our theme for the new church year is times of endurance, courage, and compassion. As COVID continues, how can we challenge and encourage each other to respond in ways that exhibit our best human qualities? The 3 qualities mentioned are just the start of a stellar list to explore together in services and online. It will be interesting to see what comes up as the year goes along. A snail was mugged by 2 turtles. When the police asked him what happened, the snail said, "I don't know. It all happened so fast." That's the way I feel right now. Everything is happening so fast, it's hard to keep up and keep track of it all. I'm hoping that this series of talks will help us identify what is important and how to manage our lives so we don't get overwhelmed or despondent about the challenges that lie ahead. How far can we see down the road ahead? As part of our UU tradition, we light the chalice every time we gather. I think this is one of the most helpful rituals we have. We light a flame to remind us of the shared values and truths that are important to us as individuals and as a community. Even a small light can illuminate the darkness and show us the way forward. The chalice is our cosmic headlight that reminds each of us that what is true will light the way. Love and compassion are the way, and that endurance is a matter of keeping the light on even when we aren't sure of what's coming next. As we begin this new church year, let us carry the light with us as we go. And now may the blessings of truth be upon us, the power of love direct and sustain us, and may the peace of this community preserve our going out and our coming in from this time forth until we meet again. Amen. I want to thank you all for joining us today for today's UU Holton Sunday service. Like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. Practice kindness, keep your attitude positive, and look out for those having a difficult time. I want to thank our cameraman, Christoph Leipert, for filming today's service, and Fen Carmichael and board barista for our production on today's talk. Have a good rest of your day, everyone, and we will see you next time. Enjoy the autumn day.